Can I have your full name, please?
My name is Sofia Ramirez.
Thank you, Sophia. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm currently a university student. I study architecture.
Let's talk about pets. Do you have a pet?
Yes, I do. I have a cat named Luna. I adopted her 3 years ago. She's very affectionate and follows me around the house. She really feels like part of the family now.
Why do people have pets?
I think people keep pets for companionship mainly. Pets can make you feel less lonely, especially if you live alone. Also, they can be a source of comfort and even help with stress.
Are there any animals that should not be kept as pets?
Yes, definitely. I don't think wild animals like tigers or monkeys should be kept as pets. They have very specific needs and behaviors that are difficult to manage in a home environment. It's also unsafe and unfair to the animal.
Now, I'd like you to speak on a topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to prepare. Here's your topic. Describe a wild animal that lives in your country. You should say what animal it is, where it lives, how people feel about this animal, and explain if you think there will be more or fewer of this animal in the wild in the future and why.
2 minutes later.
One wild animal that lives in my country, Mexico, is the jaguar. It's a large and powerful cat, usually found in the rainforests of southern states like Chiapas and in parts of the Yucatan Peninsula. The jaguar is an important symbol in our culture, especially in ancient Mayan traditions, where it represented strength and courage. People feel a mix of awe and fear about this animal because it's so rare and mysterious. Unfortunately, I believe there will be fewer jaguars in the wild in the future because of deforestation and illegal hunting. However, there are some conservation programs trying to protect their habitat, so I hope their numbers can recover.
What is the purpose of having zoos?
I believe the main purpose of zoos today is to educate the public and support wildlife conservation. Zoos allow people, especially children, to observe animals up close, something they wouldn't be able to do in the wild. This can help raise awareness about different species, especially those that are endangered. Additionally, many modern zoos participate in breeding programs that help protect species that are at risk of extinction. Some also carry out important research on animal behavior and health. So ideally, zoos should serve both an educational and conservation purpose, rather than just being a source of entertainment.
What is your opinion about animals being kept in zoos?
I have mixed feelings. That's a complicated issue, and I have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, if zoos provide spacious, naturalistic environments and prioritize the animal's well-being, I think they can be acceptable and even beneficial. Some animals in the wild face threats like habitat destruction or poaching, so living in a well-managed zoo might actually be safer for them. On the other hand, I'm strongly against zoos that keep animals in cramped cages or focus only on attracting visitors without proper care for the animals. In those cases, it's more like exploitation than conservation. So I believe animals can be kept in zoos, but only under strict ethical standards and only if the zoo truly serves a conservation or educational role. Zoos could focus more on creating environments that mimic the animals' natural habitats. They should also prioritize conservation research and and provide more educational programs for visitors. Transparency about animal care is also important.
Do you think it is important to conserve the world's animal species?
Absolutely. Every species plays a role in its ecosystem. When we lose animals, we disturb the balance of nature, which can even affect human life. Besides, biodiversity is part of our planet's richness, and we have a responsibility to protect it.
What is your opinion on poaching?
I think it's a serious crime. It not only puts animals at risk of extinction, but also damages ecosystems and often involves organized crime. Stronger laws and better enforcement are needed, especially in areas where poaching is still common.
Do you think money should be spent on protecting wild animals?
Yes, definitely. I know there are many urgent human needs too, but protecting wildlife is part of protecting the environment. It can also benefit local communities through ecotourism and research jobs, so it's a valuable investment.
How do you think zoos could be improved?
I think there are several ways. Zoos could be improved. First, they should design enclosures that closely mimic the animals' natural habitats. This includes providing enough space, environmental enrichment, and opportunities for animals to behave as they would in the wild. Second, zoos should be more transparent about how they care for the animals. They should offer educational programs that explain not only fun facts about the animals, but also the threats they face in the wild and what people can do to help. Finally, I think zoos should work closely with conservation organizations and even help rehabilitate animals that could be released back into the wild. That way, their work has a more direct impact on preserving biodiversity.
Do you think money should be spent on protecting wild animals?
Yes, I strongly believe that investing in wildlife protection is a wise and necessary use of resources. Some people argue that money should go to human problems like poverty or healthcare, and while I agree those are important, I don't think it's an either-or situation. Protecting wild animals also means protecting forests, rivers, and other ecosystems, which benefits humans as well through clean air, water, and climate regulation. Furthermore, ecotourism based on wildlife can support local economies. So spending money on wildlife conservation is not just a moral obligation, it's also an investment in environmental sustainability and long-term human well-being.
Thank you, Sophia. That is the end of the speaking test. It was a pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you.
Have a great day and goodbye.